Today is Monday, October 23rd, and this is the ADM Investor Services Monday Market Kickoff. Today's guests are Alan Bush, Senior Financial Economist here at ADMIS, and Steve Freed, Vice President of Grain Research. Steve, what are the current technical signals on corn, beans, and wheat, and how the fundamentals impact the trade?
Well, right now the soybean market has backed off from a nice rally that we've had over the last month and a half. We're back against trendline support around the 976 area in Jan beans. And the market's trying to decide if the South American weather is improving. The farmers got about harvest about 65% done. The farmers are selling beans, and the export demand might slow down. So what the market's afraid of is taking out this support and moving lower. For the corn and wheat, we're near contract lows, and we're bouncing a little bit today from maybe an oversold situation. Over the last couple of weeks, the funds have been adding to their net short positions, and so we'll see if we can hold at contract lows.
And what is the latest on U.S. corn and bean harvest?
We're thinking that we're still behind normal. 40% of the corn is harvested. Normally 60% is done by now, and maybe 65% of the beans and 80% is done. The thing that's interesting is they get later into the soybean harvest, the yields are coming down a little bit from the earlier yields.
You mentioned South American weather. What's the latest on that?
Well, it's been warm and dry in the northern, let's say, half of Brazil, and over the weekend the northwest corner got some rain. The northeast corner is still dry. Right now it looks like the long-range map suggests that Brazil weather is going to turn more normal. Down in Argentina, they have finally gone into kind of a normal pattern, which is good for their crops getting planted there. The only question mark is in a La Nina year, Argentina tends to dry out in November and December, so we have to kind of watch that kind of closely.
And farmers are asking if there's any chance of a corn rally. What are your thoughts?
Well, right now there isn't. We have too much supply. We still got harvest to get through. The farmers trying to store the corn. We've got slow export demand, a lot of competition from other competitive exporters, and the demand is slow. So don't look for much. I think we're at the lower end of a trading range though, but I don't look for much of a rally, maybe until after the first of the year.
Alan, according to financial futures markets, the probability that the Fed Open Market Committee will increase its Fed funds rate at its December 13th meeting policy is 93%. Are you on board with a December Fed funds hike?
Absolutely. I think very much so that the Fed will be raising rates at their December 13th meeting. Sometimes we like to fade the crowd, but this is not one of those times. I think the crowd is right, and we will see a rate hike at the December meeting, and we're totally with it on that possibility.
And Yellen's term expires in February of next year. What do you think will be the next Fed chair?
Well, right now there's about 5 in the running, and the leader seems to be Jay Powell. He seems to be a bit on the dover side. Also, I would not rule out Janet Yellen. In the past, President Trump and Yellen have been at odds from time to time, but she is also known as a bit of a dove. So right now I'd have to go with Powell, but there is a possibility that Janet Yellen could be reappointed.
The S&P 500 and Dow Jones futures hit new record highs today after the Senate adopted a fiscal 2018 budget resolution last week, when President Donald Trump said on Sunday that he was optimistic Congress would pass a tax plan, possibly by year's end. Can the stock index futures keep advancing?
Absolutely, and it's not just the improving fundamentals and the improving probability of a tax cut. It's the rates, the interest rates that are still very low. And even with a rate hike in December, which as we mentioned we're totally on board with, that would not be enough of an impediment to derail this bull market. So with the Fed raising rates in December, not enough to reverse this bull market. Expect higher prices all of this year in all of the major stock index futures.
Please remember that the opinions expressed here today are solely the opinions of our guests and are not necessarily the opinion of Archer Financial Services, ADM Investor Services, or Archer Daniels Midland Company. If you have any questions or comments or would like to know more about our services, please contact us at www.admis.com.